Going live, 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 live. Are we on? We're on. Okay, we're on. Hi, everybody. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything ready here, organizing myself. How are you? Welcome to the show, Traveling with Bros. It's Tuesday. It's April. No, forget April. It's all gone. April's gone. May 1st, 2018. Welcome, everybody, to the show. I've been having fun today. I've been having too much fun already today. Can't wait for the show to start today. I just couldn't wait. I was ready 2 hours ago. Just ready to go. Pardon me, though, obviously, but you can tell I'm not really ready because I'm kind of arranging my stuff. Hi. I've had so much fun today researching my show. I've just already been laughing. How you guys doing? It's Tuesday, and it's a gorgeous day here in Creston. Quite sunny outside, although there have been some really nasty-looking clouds in the area, but nothing bad has happened. So far, so good. The sun is shining in over here. I've got a spotlight here to try to even it out, and that gives me that jaundice look that I'm famous for. So welcome to that. I hope you're having a good day. I wanted to do a couple of shout outs. I asked permission yesterday whether I could say hi, whether I could thank people on air for any contributions made to my channel on the on my PayPal account. And yesterday, Randy Lucas sent me a donation on my PayPal account, and he gave me the green light. Yes, and so I'm just saying, Randy, thank you so much. $100 US donation to this guy for this channel. Thank you, Randy, so much for that. That's a record. You're number one. I've had a few a little lower than that, but that was unexpected, and that was greatly appreciated. And it's going to the internet bill, so you keep me on the air. Thank you, guys. Last night, one of my other great viewers, Scott Brody, came through. Sent me $7.50 last night on PayPal, and thank you very much. Because of you sending me that, I basically get about $7 of that. Whereas if it came through a super chat, I lose 30% off the top. So way to go. I just noticed, just before I got on the air, my buddy Peter Heckema sent me a couple of bucks on super chat, and I don't mind it. It's all cool. But he's telling me isn't a hot dog coming up in your neighborhood? And I'm sure it is. A Costco hot dog, I'm sure, is in my neighborhood. And I thank him very much for that. Although I got to say, and I wanted to mention this every day, with YouTube lately, I'm having issues with the super chat. They accept the money, they collect it from you, but then they don't credit my account for it. There's an account where it's piling up, but it's not being transferred over to my payable side. I don't know why. I can't get an answer. And so I'm asking people, if you want to help out my channel, love it. Either way you want to go is great with me. Super chat's fine, but I prefer PayPal. I really do. I get 92% of that money, 93% of the money, and it's instant. The minute you send it, it gets credited right into my account. I don't have to wait 30 days to get it. YouTube has these billing cycles, and if you send me money today, I won't get it till June, the end of June now. So I far prefer PayPal because it's now, and it's right away. Any currency you want to use, and I really appreciate it. And it makes no difference to you in what it costs you theoretically, but it makes a big difference to me in what I actually get and get to keep. And so please help me out any way you can. That'd be great. I appreciate it very much. Also, the visits to the store, fantastic. I've been getting great comments, and people are very pleased with the look of the new logo, and I'm thrilled that you like it. I think I now have 6 or 7 of them on the go, and the latest one is the life buoy and the St. Thomas photo that we've now put up. I think they're getting better all the time. So got an order last night. As a matter of fact, Peter Heckema ordered a shirt last night. So thank you, Peter, again, and let me know how you like it when it comes in. Quite curious to see how that comes out. The channel itself growing, it seems, although kind of quiet on the subscription front. I think I'm at 1857 or something like that. Not much growth in subscribers the last couple of days. My wife, Jen, is speculating. She's saying it's kind of nice out, like people are going outside now, and they're not hanging around, in front of their campfires and home fireplaces looking at YouTube all day long. They're living their lives. And so you're going to have these ebbs and flows. And I thought, yeah, that's possibility. And another possibility is that cruise ship season for the winter is over, and kind of. Now we're into May. So Caribbean cruise season is now on the way down. Ships are being moved elsewhere, to Alaska, to the Mediterranean, Northern Europe. And so we're getting into the summer cruise season. But then again, we'll see how it goes. I'm just going to keep making content. And as long as we like it, we like it. Today's Tuesday. That means 2 shows. This one at 5 o'clock, and tonight 8 o'clock Eastern. Trivia night. I'm ready. I've got trivia questions for you. Cruise ship trivia, and a couple other trivias. I don't want to give anything away, so I'm not saying nothing. I'm ready. I'm locked. I'm loaded, and you're gonna have to be on your ball tonight. It's gonna be fun. So we're gonna have some trivia tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern time, and I thank you very much. What else was I gonna mention? I've been looking up for news today on the cruise line business and what have you. I'm not finding a lot. I'm just finding a lot of articles right now about how cruise ship season is beginning for Juneau, Alaska, Anchorage. Cruise ships are now making their way into the Alaska area. Cruise ships are now arriving in ports in Scotland and Ireland because of the British Isles, and now of course, we'll have cruises into the Baltic air regions as well. Those are starting up now. Of course, the Mediterranean is ramping up. The Mediterranean cruise season is about to kick in big time, so that's great. So we'll go with that. Thank you very much. Jim Thomas just sent me $10 on Super Chat. Thank you, Jim. Thank you very much. There it is. There. Oh, well, there it is. Yeah. Hey, thank you very much. Fantastic. Until I can set up PayPal, I will do this. I'll do it this way. Sorry. Whatever works. Like I said, I'm not complaining. The easiest way to reach me on YouTube, to send me money on PayPal, is to go to my homepage. The logo is up in the corner. You click on that and just start off. But whatever works, I'm easy going. Yeah. So just the cruise ship season's about to begin, and all these ports are getting revved up and started up. I noticed Halifax, Nova Scotia. They're getting geared up. They're looking for a record year. But for a record year for Halifax, Nova Scotia is 300,000 passengers. Put that in perspective, St. Thomas, Saint Martin, 1.7 million a year. Halifax, 300,000. This is a short season. Not all the mega ships go there. And in Canada, it's just more expensive. Although the Canadian dollar is as cheap as it is, cruise lines have to pay more fees to come into Canada, I think, and Canadians have to pay more fees going in and out of Canada for cruising. And so we all head to the States, get on the ships there. Some of us come back to Canada and visit a Canadian port, on the way to Alaska or what have you. Just the way it is. Free national health care, but, pay more for cruise ship taxes. There it is. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, got a message from a couple of people. One gal wrote me last night telling me that, or I got the message first thing this morning, and it said that she was in Saint Martin, took an island tour of Saint Martin, and was shocked at the devastation. Even after all these months, the storms happened last October, November range. Here we are in May, 5 months later, and just everywhere. It's the evidence is overwhelming as to how bad it was, and there's been great progress made on St. Thomas, or I'm sorry, St. Martin, St. Thomas also, but St. Martin in this particular case. She said a lot of progress has been made on like the power lines and infrastructure, but oh my goodness, homes leveled. Still, complete wrecks. Many properties untouched or virtually untouched since the storms. And I was speculating that I can understand where on the main drag downtown, when we as cruise passengers get off the ships and we either walk or take a quick cab ride right into the downtown core where the beach is. They have like a horseshoe-shaped beach. For those of you who don't know, there's a horseshoe-shaped beach right on the main drag downtown that is perfectly set up for cruisers like us. We come in there and you walk along, and what you do is you take with you a day bag, and in your day bag you bring your towels from the ship, You bring your sunscreen. You bring along your you walk in walking shoes. You bring your thongs with you. You've got your bathing suit underneath your t-shirt, what have you. And you get there. You get your hat on, and as you reach the beach, you start reaching the hucksters. But these are delightful hucksters in that they're there to hustle you, to try to get you to park your keister on their lounger. They have these loungers set up on the beach in clusters of 10 or 20 or 30 or 40, whatever the number is, and it goes all the way down like a half a mile in distance. This horseshoe shaped, see if I can do this way, horseshoe shaped beach. And there's all these loungers with an umbrella over top for two, and then in the middle be a little table for you, and they'll sell you the use of the lounger, his and her loungers, and a bucket of beer, bucket of suds for a set price. It might be, for the two of you, it might be $35 for the day, or $30 or $40, whatever the deal is. And the beer is negotiable. You want Red Stripe, you want Heineken, you want Amstel, whatever your beer of choice is. And some of them will have a 5 beer deal. Some will have a 7 beer deal. It's a bucket, with a bucket full ice with the beers in there. And they'll also have the barbecue going, and you can, enjoy that. And you're right on the beach, and just jump in there, frolic all you want. And there's your lounger, and you're there for the whole, 3-4 hour, 5 hour, whatever stay you're hanging out for. Ship's right over there. When you're done, you go back to your ship, and you're good. And so the further down you walk, the deal is this: for you newbies, the further down you walk along the beach, the cheaper the price gets. You stop at the first guy, you're not negotiating, because the first guy's kind of, he's going to get 5,000 people walking by his cabanas, he's going to fill them up. So what happens after about an hour or two is, you'll note that as you're walking along, the first batch of cabanas, they're all full. Then the second batch, they're practically full. And then the third batch, they're like 3/4 full. And then the next batch are 2/3 full. And the next batch are a half full. And then way down there's nobody. And so the further down you go, the more negotiating power you have, until they reach about that 3/4 mark. When 3/4 of them are all filled up, now you're in trouble, because you only have so much time on the island. You got to get if you want a lounger, you got to get a lounger. And the lounger renters know that sooner or later, you're going to come around to their price, because you can't go anywhere else. So sometimes you'll see them start at $35 down to $20, and there's $15. There's deals, and you just got to shop around, but shop around quickly, and off you go. So anyway, Saint Martin on the main drag is fine. It's all been rebuilt. To get back to my point, from the island, from the hurricane, they've rebuilt that area, of course, because that's where the tourists go. That's where all the cruise ship passengers hang out for 80% of us. The other 20% of us either grab a tour and get on a bus somewhere, or we just walk around. And that's my category. I just walk around. And I ended up at a it was kind of like a bar, I guess. It was not really a bar. It was more like a private, one-person operated kind of sandwich shop, bakery / you can buy beer and pop if you want. And my wife and I, Jen, she got a brewski, and I got myself a Diet Coke. And then with that purchase, she gives you the code to the internet. And so we have wireless internet right on her patio, looking out over the beach and watching all the mayhem going on with all the hucksters and all the tourists having all kinds of fun. And so we did that for a few hours and caught up with our emails, and watched what was going on YouTube, or on NewYorkTimes.com, or whatever we're following. And then after a few hours, we worked our way back. So that's a great time. But this person who is on the island, saying that behind the scenes, the island itself, devastated, just devastated. And I'm thinking, from an insurance, just the insurance point of view, I'm sure there are claims still outstanding, haven't been resolved yet. There may even be disputes, and that's the other issue. The insurance company says it's worth 50 grand. You pay 200,000. Here we go. What's the coverage, and what are you going to get paid out for? And it's going to take years. And of course, in the meantime, you want to order a rebuilding of your house right now, you're going to pay top dollar from your contractor, because your contractor is busy right now. It's go time. And so there's that issue as well. So not easy to rebuild, in a hurry and that kind of thing. So interesting comment from that viewer. I appreciated it very much. I had another viewer comment on a video I did 6 months ago, living in the Cayman Islands. And I made this video from my point of view, being a Canadian. And as a Canadian, moved there with my wife and daughter, and I was in the offshore finance world and lived in the Caymans for a couple of years. And talking about how if you're what I found was at that time I was 42 or so years of age, something like that, and 20 years ago. And I thought, boy, if I were a graduating student right now coming out of university, man, would I want to come down here? Because if I could just get a job, male or female, doesn't matter. Whether you get a job as a bartender, a server, a waiter, or waitress in a restaurant where you can make tip money, maybe being a porter for bags or being a front desk person at the hotels. Oh my, you can make yourself some nice coin because you're paid in American dollars or Cayman dollars, which are even more valuable than American, and no income tax, at least from a Canadian point of view. And we met, my wife and I, and Jen went out one morning for a bite to eat, and we were at this like family restaurant, like a Denny's. We would call it a Denny's in North America, but it's a privately run outfit down there. Pancakes and scrambled eggs and some bacon. And young gal was from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And we got to talking to her because we're originally from Calgary and we're only 180 miles away from Edmonton. So she was talking to us about the homeland. And we asked her, when did you get down here? Because all of us as expatriates all have the same story, or have a story called, how did you get down here? How did you get down here? And so she told us the story that she graduated university and that she had inherited a whole bunch of substantial debt, and she wanted to pay off her student loans. And a girlfriend and her both came down, got jobs as waitresses, and she had been there now about 8 months and had already paid off $20,000 in debts, of student debts, because her and her girlfriend and about 2 or 4 others had pooled together to rent a 2-bedroom condo. And there were 2 gals per bedroom kind of thing, and they were just bunk housing it and living on the cheap as best as they could, and socking the cash away towards the debt. She knew she had a 1 or a 2 year permit. That would be it. And the plan was that in the first year, the debt would basically be eliminated, and the second year, enough cash would be saved up to perhaps take a 1-year trip, again, backpacking and doing it on the cheap through Europe and Asia and what have you. I thought this was just primo, and she was planning to do that, and at the end of the year, come back for another 1 year or 2 years again, waitressing again, and saving up enough cash to then come back to Canada, and she could either put a down payment on a house, she could buy a car for cash. And then she might decide. She said, well, I was thinking I might travel again, or I might not. I'm really not sure what I want to do yet. And I thought, don't decide. Don't lock yourself into anything. You got your degree. It was a business type degree. You can do anything you want, work whenever you want. You're making way more money here than you're ever going to make at the age you're at. And you're going to be far more valuable to an employer. This is my personal opinion, not employers. I think you can be far more valuable to an employer with 4 or 5 years of offshore life experience under your belt, and a bit of traveling under your belt, and a little more maturity. You're not going to look like that young university graduate when you want to start working in, say, 5 years from now, and you're not going to be a pushover like the young kids are today, who are just will take anything. Play hardball and do what you want to do. And maybe you've saved up enough cash, and you've decided you're going to get into consulting, business consulting, or whatever it might be. You can set up your own practice. You have the cash to last the first 2 years of business, to ease your business into making some cash, rather than taking the first offer from a wage and starving to death and being down the grunt level and trying to work your way up over 10 years. It's a different angle, it's a different way, but you're doing it debt-free, cash-rich, and you're in charge, you're in control. And if you want to travel to your 30, go for it. Travel to your 30, travel to your 33, then go to work. I just love that story. I just loved meeting her and talking about that. And so I did a video about this whole Cayman Island thing, and had a young man respond to me. He's college age and he's all excited, and I have to write back to him and like give him a little hi, how are you? Because he's dying to talk to me some more, and see if I can answer some more of his questions. But videos are being watched by people out there, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much, folks, viewers of all kinds. Let's see who's here today. If you're just joining me for the first time, I really generally like to talk about cruise ships, going on holidays, traveling the world. I've traveled a bit myself. I've been an expatriate myself, and I love to share those stories, and love to come up with whatever information we can. Love answering questions that any of you have about going on a cruise. If you're a newbie to cruising, you found the right channel. If you're addicted to cruising, like everybody who's signing in here probably is, you're in the right place, because this helps us get over our addiction, helps us deal with it. Today's topic is cruise ship passenger stories, crazy, wacky, funny. I've got some. Can't wait to read them to you. Don't know if I'm going to make it through or not. There's some crazy stuff that's happened on cruises to all of us. We've witnessed crazy stuff. I'm welcoming all of you to share any of your experiences, wild and wacky out there, whether it's happened to you or someone you know or someone you don't know, just something you've observed. Love it. I love to get that in. And thank you again for everyone supporting my channel and supporting the cause of traveling with Bruce. It's great. Peter Heckema signed in first. He said, "Hi, Bruce. By now you must be getting tired of me telling you what a gorgeous day it is in Tarpon Springs, Florida." Well, it's another beautiful day here. I just forgot. Just want to let you know. I know I say, hey, I love it. Let me know every day how great it is. I love hearing this. Leslie is here. Hi, Bruce. Hi, Peter. 80 degrees in Allatown, PA today. Internet connection problems on my end, but with 80 degrees in Pennsylvania, that means spring has really sprung. That is fabulous. Leslie's going, I'm here now for the foreseeable future. Anyway, Peter Heckema sent me $2 for a hot dog at Costco. Thank you, Peter. Tommy Eaton, hi from Jacksonville, Florida. I will have to catch the 8 p.m. show because my wife wants to go shopping for our cruise in 11 days. Have a good show. By the way, I didn't forget. Thumbs up. He gave me a thumbs up. Thank you. Kathy Butler, hi, everybody. Hi, Kathy. How you doing? It's great to have you here today. Tracy Dunlop. Tracy is saying, hello, all. Another great day in Naples. 86 degrees in Fahrenheit, bright and sunny. You got to love that. It's awesome. We're pushing about 70 here today. It's coming around here. Desi Wagner's here today. Hi, Bruce and everyone. 80 and sunny in Chicago. 80 degrees in Chicago. You got to go see the Cubs and the White Sox and that kind of weather. Fantastic. Paul Wilgus, hi, Bruce and all. Great weather, 75 and sunny here in Virginia. That is nice to hear, too, Paul. Good weather. Wendy Thompson, hi, everyone. 82 degrees in Bland, Missouri. Yes, the weather is turning nicely. Scott Brody, hi, Bruce and everyone. 20 degrees Celsius and sunny here. St. Thomas, Ontario, 73 days and counting to Celebrity Solstice, Alaskan cruise. Awesome stuff, and thank you for the PayPal contribution last night. Really appreciate it, Scott. That is awesome. The days are coming fast and furious. Pamela Jordan, hi, Bruce, and everyone. Sunny, 80 degrees Fahrenheit here in Ivy, South Carolina. 80 in South Carolina. Nice, Pamela. That's awesome. Jim Thomas, 78 in Anderson, California. Hi, all. Hey, Bruce, Deb, Randy, and Les. Wes Morrison's here. Howdy. 83 and partly cloudy here in New Braunfels, Texas. Wes, that's awesome weather again, as always. Kathy Butler. Wow, Randy. The Princess Casino must have been lucky. Laughing out loud. I love it. Randy C. Richard C. is here. This is the best cruise show on YouTube. Richard, how nice of you to say that. Tell the world we need more. I need more viewers and subscribers. That's great. Peter Heckema. Okay, we'll send you money via PayPal from now on. Hey, Peter, whatever works. I'm loving it. I thank you so much. Cruising with Wheels. Hello from Kevin and Frank Bruce. Kevin and Frank Bruce. Hello. Well, hello from Kevin and Frank Bruce. Cruising with Wheels. I love that title. Cruising with Wheels. I love that. Welcome, you guys. Debbie Emanuel. Hi, Bruce. Hi, everyone. Clouds low 70 in Chico today. Low 70s. It's okay, I guess. Debbie, welcome back. Nice to have you back as always. Kathy, hi. Cruising with Wheels. Cruising with Wheels. Hi, Kathy Bubba. Jim Thomas sending me $10. Thank you again. Debbie Emanuel. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Frank. Watching all your Bliss videos. I am 60 days away from sail away on the Bliss. She can't wait either. Cruising with Wheels. Wow. Debbie Manuel. So cool. 32 days away for us. So excited. They're getting close to their cruise. Fantastic. Desi Wagner. Hey, Kevin and Frank. Cruising with Wheels. Hey, Desi Wagner. Leslie Lovely's. Hi, Frank. Kathy Butler. We have a lot of our group going on the Bliss soon. Can't wait to hear the reviews. Me too. I'm dying to hear about this. Cruising with Wheels saying hi there, everybody. Lisa, Carnival Elation this Saturday for me. Fantastic, Lisa. Let us know how you like it. Desi Wagner. Lisa, I just booked for next year. Let me know how it goes. Leslie, no news is good news. Lisa Moore says, okay, Wes Morrison, tonight on PBS, Frontline will do a story on the Puerto Rico power outage. Yeah, that there's no shortage of news there, isn't it? I want to see if I catch that. Kathy Butler, I don't have one booked, but I want to go see Alaska. Disappointed with Norwegian, so not sure if I would go on the Bliss. Cruising with Wheels, Kathy asking or saying to Kathy, we are only doing Alaska on Norwegian because it's the inaugural for the Bliss. I would suggest Holland or Princess. Seems like they do it best. The draw for us is the ship is brand spanking new. Yeah, there you go. I can't blame you there, Kathy Butler. I totally understand. The Bliss looks stunning. Thanks for the suggestions. Folks in Halifax were just wooing all over it yesterday, apparently. Let's see, Kathy Butler saying, who knows, they may redeem themselves someday, talking about Norwegian. Cruising with Will saying, we've been cruising with them for many years. They have never disappointed us. Bobo, hi everyone, 81 in Penhelm, Alabama today. Hey Bobo, how you doing? Welcome back, buddy. Go Tide, Cruising with Wheels. That being said, we do travel all the lines and each one's a bit different. They sure are. Richard C, wow, schools must be cheap in Canada. In US, it is about 45,000 a year for a good university in the States. So 20K would take 7 years to pay off at that rate. Just to kind of give you a little more context on school costs, I should be fair. You can rack up debt in Canada from about 5 to 10,000 a year up to 20 plus more thousand a year. It all depends on what you need. I mean, if you're from, say, Eastern Canada and you're coming all the way to Vancouver to go to school at the University of British Columbia or whatever, you're going to pay unbearable money to rent, to eat, to go to school, supplies. You're going to rack up a couple of grand a month, maybe more. At the end of the year, you're 25 grand in the hole. And you got 4 or 5 years to do it for an undergraduate degree, and then who knows after that, right? Now, we do have sponsorships, and we do have scholarships, and we do have ways to help. But this is a reality. Now, there are people who are kids who get out of school after 4 years, 5, 7, 9 years, 50, 60, 70 grand and more. Now, I know the horror stories that we hear out of the United States, which are just horrific, hundreds of thousands of student debt, just ridiculous numbers. We hear that too. But in this particular case with this Edmonton gal, I think she had racked up about 40,000 in debt. I wouldn't be surprised if she had been at home for part of it. She'd gone to school in her hometown, but she still had debts to pay. And so she took it upon herself to, I'm going to leave home. I'm going to work in the Cayman Islands. I'm going to, she had checked it out. And I'm going to knock this off ASAP, as hard as I can, as fast as I can, and then start building cash. And then I'm going to do some traveling and reward myself for the effort. And I say God bless her for that, because at the end of the 2 years, and now she's traveling for a year and a half, or whatever it would be, she still has friends back home and other friends or classmates from university days still in debt. And she's long out of it. So way to go. Nice head start. Kathy Butler just upset about the construction debacles. Norwegian, I agree with you, Kathy. Wendy Thompson, Richard C. Kansas State is 32,000 a year for out-of-state students. Sonny Wallace, hi, Bruce and everyone. Hi, Kevin and Frank. Can't wait to see yours on June 2nd. Can't wait to see you on June 2, Sonny Wallace is saying to, I guess, Kevin and Frank. Tracy Dunlap, oh no, just came, what is this? Oh no, just came to let the dogs out, clouds rolling in, looks like maybe rain. Ugh in Tracy's world. Sorry, Tracy. Rita Freeman, hi, beautiful morning here, leaving tonight. Long flight, 22 hours to Sydney, to Dubai, then on to Malta. Yes, Sydney, Dubai, to Malta for Rita, because she's getting on a ship and then she's going to be hanging out in the Mediterranean for a while, most of the summertime. Charles Jordan made it. Hello, everyone. Charles, how you doing, buddy? Cruising with Wheels. Hi, Sonny Wallace. Great to see you. Loves to travel. Hi, 77 out, and we are under tornado warnings and watch. Yahoo! You're in Kansas. Oh, yeah, you're in Kansas. Unbelievable. Loves to travel. Stay low. Hunker down. Cal Wilson. Hey, everybody. I've missed 3 streams. Welcome back to the live Cam. Oh my, stay safe, loves to travel. Stay safe, loves to travel is right. I've missed you guys. Peter Noonan, hi Frank. Peter Noonan, hi Kevin. Cruising with Wheels is saying hi to everybody too. Peter Noonan is saying leaving on the Dawn to Bermuda on Friday. And so excited about our first cruise. Tell us all about it when you're done on this one, Peter. We want to hear what you think about this. Cam Wilson, you're right, Richard. See, I've been sitting out because I couldn't afford to even go to the college. I need to go in order to pursue my dreams. It costs 30 grand a year, and I couldn't even afford the first. Very expensive. Yes, Peter Noonan, love cruising in Wheels. Kathy Butler, stay safe, loves to travel. Peter Noonan, love Bruce. Glad to see you, Cam, from Kathy Butler. Kathy's saying, wow, Rita, you're racking up those flyer miles. Safe travels to you, Cruising with Wheels. Thanks so much, Peter Noonan. Okay, let's see. I've caught up with your messages so far. I just want to set up a little thing here and talk to you guys about wacky stories, wild, wacky, crazy stories. So I was looking up this information. I came across some stories today. I couldn't write them down and read them to you. I have to literally read them off my my little machine here. And some of these stories are just unbelievable. Wacky cruise stories. You know, things happen on cruises to people. Sometimes people observe people having an interesting time on a cruise. And I thought I'd mention a couple of these to you and see if any of these ring bells with you folks. Have any of you folks run into any wild scenes on cruise ships and all the cruises you've taken? I found this posting, and some of these folks here were writing in, and they were just saying, just wondering what was the most bizarre, wild, craziest thing you've ever seen on a cruise. And this one gal is saying, Dan and I were on a cruise ship last April. She's saying the sun was going down, and we watched the woman come up on the aft staircase at the back of the ship, where when she got to the top, you know, fully exposed, got to the top. Mind you, that we were going 23 knots an hour. All of a sudden, her wig flew off and went off the back of the ship. Oh my God! I almost choked. I had to run off the other way. She says, trying to keep a straight face. Sure hope she brought an extra one. I'm thinking, oh my God, yeah, I hope so. I hope that was near the end of the ship, not the beginning of the cruise. We got one here where the one person says, the gal saying, the craziest thing I ever saw was, I've been on this cruise. A man was walking around the ship with a stuffed bird on his shoulder, with a stick hanging down from the bird so that he could make the head move around. What an awful joke that was. He must have thought he was funny, but everyone else thought it was very dumb. I can't believe what some people will do to get noticed. But I think about someone walking around with a bird on their shoulder. I'm thinking about Jacques Clouseau in the Pink Panther, where he's walking around the deck with the bird, and he has to keep pumping it up with his armpit because the bird keeps losing the air and it slowly falls over, and he has to pump it up to keep it standing up all the time. Oh my God, that one killed me. If that isn't crazy enough, how about this story? Okay, so that doesn't sound so crazy. Well, how about the gentleman that wore a life vest during the entire cruise? The entire cruise, he wore a life vest. Yep, he even wore it over his tuxedo in formal night. I guess you have to give him credit for being on board, even though he was scared of the water. He had on that life preserver. I wasn't going down with the ship, baby. If this thing takes on water, I got my life vest on, and there's nothing you can do to take me down with you. My God, I couldn't believe that story. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Tales from the High Seas. Cruises, Cruising with Wheels. If you like wacky stories from cruises, you should check out our channel. Frank does a segment, Tales from the High Seas. Callum Wilson, yes, wacky cruise stories. Those are my favorite kind of stories. Cruising with Wheels. Our main focus is cruising with disabilities, hence our name, Cruising with Wheels. Just watching 190 Tales from the High Seas will keep you laughing for hours. There you go. Oh my gosh. Another story here. Gal is saying several years ago on our first cruise, we just got on the boat, hadn't even left the dock. There was a couple completely passed out. I mean, drooling, snoring right on the deck by the smokestack. They had their luggage next to them and several empty drink cups scattered about. People were having to step over them to get over to the railings to wave goodbye to those on the dock. I would have said I was sad, but they eventually woke up. I saw them later. They seemed to be having a good time. Gotta love that. Oh, Tammy Ray. Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, Tammy Ray. Peter Noonan, the broken toilet story is the best. Teresa McFarland. Hi, Bruce. Beautiful 25 degrees Celsius in Waterloo, Ontario. That's pretty good. That's getting into the mid-70s. Fantastic. My old hometown. Welcome, Teresa. Callum Wilson, Cruising it with Wheels. I've watched your videos. Fantastic. All right, here's the next one. We were on We were on a ship last year, and on one of the sea days, they had a contest where women had to go into the pool and carry out as much floating fruit as they could in their bathing suits, as much floating fruit as they could stuff into their bathing suits. I mean, there were pineapples, grapefruit, oranges, bananas, apples, etc. Not just grapes. Well, one young lady had apparently decided she was going to win this thing, and was wearing a rather skimpy suit though. And she kept stuffing things in, and they kept coming out. The bigger the fruit, the more points. So she thought she found ways to make her bounty stay inside the suit. Finally, she started out of the pool. It was obvious she would win if she could just make it out of the water. She stood up and raised her arms as the winner when fruit came tumbling out of her top along with her left. You know what? They were already laughing until it hurt. But that was the topper. The deck exploded with roars, oohs, and ahs, and more laughter. She quickly reinserted the natural fruit and just laughed with the rest of us. Not a sight I'll soon forget. Oh man, I love that. Charlie Bob saying, hi, Bruce. We had Elvis on our cruise. He was a passenger. Leslie saying, Frank and Kevin are so helpful with tips on wheelchair access for me on embarkation day. Oh, my goodness. I love these stories. We sailed on the Royal Voyager along with the Hogs on the high seas. Hogs being Harley Davidson aficionados. It was a Harley Davidson convention, a Harley Davidson themed cruise on the ship. Unbeknownst to these folks, until we arrived at the port of embarkation, there were 1,500 Harley riders and 300 of the rest of us. The dining room dress code was waived only for convention goers for the whole week. The first formal night, the convention goers all wore black leather. He and the wife and he were walking to dinner. She and the husband are walking to dinner, and she's saying she's in a full-length gown, and he's in a tux. And there's a couple in front of us. She's wearing a black leather bikini top with a pair of black leather chaps and a black leather thong underwear. That's all she was wearing. So her entire backside was exposed. Leaned over to my husband and said, "Looks like I'm a bit overdressed this evening compared to her." Yeah, I guess so, man. What a sight to see that at formal night at dinner. Cam Wilson laughing out loud. I would have died if I saw that. Cruising with Wheels. Thanks, Leslie. Leslie, my next cruise is in December on MSC Seaside Handicap Cabin booked. Leslie, you're welcome cruising with Wheels. Right on Seaside. We'll keep our fingers crossed that the improvements will continue and all will be well. Oh, here we go. Here's a story that got me going. It's one of a couple. Couple saying this is a little while ago. We were aboard the last cruise of the Love Boat, the original Pacific Princess, from New York to Rome. There was a couple aboard that each carried a teddy bear with them. Carried teddy bear with them everywhere, all day long, all the time. Whenever they sat down to eat or drink, the bear sat on the table and shared with them. Whenever they won at trivia, which seemed like every day, the bears collected the prizes. I think the bears even had different outfits, including tux and formal for the formal nights. Everyone on board was familiar with the bear people. Oh no! And see if I've got this one here. Yeah. Okay. I still find the funniest thing I've ever seen on my first cruise with Royal Caribbean, being on 2 cents. Well, anyway, we went to the Quest game show. And if any out there have been to this, you'll know what this is like. Well, we were sitting there. There were 35 of us in our party, including aunts and uncles and my parents. The staff asked for the first person to come up with 3 pairs of men's pants. Well, I'll tell you, I have never seen so many men drop their pants so fast, including my father and sister's boyfriend, who were tighty whities. I thought my mom was going to have a heart attack. Anyway, the night was nicely rounded up with my very macho 19-year-old cousin dressing in his sister's clothing to win the best-looking male dressed up as a female. I would like to post pictures because they're that good, but he'd kill me. It was hilarious seeing these guys running around so they could win. And mind you, they knew in advance. The only prizes were going to be keychains and lanyards. What a hoot. Oh, loving that. Loving that. Let's see. Harley formal night, Desi's hand. Yeah, Wilson, I wonder what the story behind the Bears is. Paul Williams, the Bears were their kids, apparently. Oh, my goodness. Let's see what we got here. This is a couple reporting in on this one. We were on the Costa Atlantica in March one year, and one afternoon, this older lady decided she was going to change from a bathing suit to clothes right beside the pool, right beside the pool, with a towel wrapped around in different areas of her body and trying to avoid stepping on her boobs. It says trying to avoid stepping on her boobs. It was hilarious. She did manage it though. But what a performance everybody got, and they didn't even have to leave the deck. I mean, what a show. I guess the older you are, the less intimidated by the audience, I suppose, and you're just going to get her done. That's it. I really don't know. Oh my goodness. The stories just kept coming in. Let me just see what we have here. I'll have to check out Cruising with Wheels, Harley Formal Night. I wonder what the story about the Bears is. Don't know if this is the same couple, story goes. But the one I met lives in or near Portland, Oregon. The man was the silent type. But the woman carried a bear that wore a matching shirt to the couple. Had a life jacket. Had a little life jacket during the drill, and wore a tux at dinner. She had it sitting on the table and kept trying to feed it off her plate. And she did tell us that there was another bear in the cabin that was being punished for misbehaving. Her daughter and son-in-law were also on the ship, but sat at a different table. We figured that if the kids didn't want to sit with them, neither did we. And a $20 bill to the maitre d' took care of that, let me tell you. Oh, I love that one. Oh, my gosh. Oh, jeez. Okay, here's the next story. I was in Labadee on a Royal Caribbean cruise. My family decided to take one of those banana boats for a spin around the bay. Very enjoyable, they said. The banana boat, I don't know if you know, but these are inflatable yellow vessels that get towed by a rope, by a powerboat, and you just get whipped around the harbor, and they go around in circles, and you fall off, you get back on, and you have a lot of fun. Well, there were 8 of us on this inflatable thing. 2 girls up front, the 4 in our party, and these 2 older ladies bringing up the rear, whom we had just spent the last hour in line reassuring them that they'd be fine. You're going to have a great time. You're going to love this. Don't worry about the wait. It's going to be fun. Well, so we got out there, zipping along, when suddenly, boom, all of us were in the ocean. One by one, we all come to the surface. But one of our older ladies has the most terrified look on her face, and she's mumbling something we can't understand. Finally, when I'm back up on the raft, I can understand. What do we do if we lose something? She asks the tour guide. And why? What have you lost? Says the tour guide. Without another word, she smiles. A big, beautiful, dentureless smile. Her teeth are gone, and looks helplessly down at the water below. This is the second day of her cruise. Lost her teeth. Gone. Oh no, not good. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Let's see if I can get a message here. Do you see all the kids, people when you're traveling? Hi, Marty. Everyone's saying hi to everybody. You see them all when you're out there. Let's see. The Bears, the kids. Let's see. Cruising with Eels. We have to go right now. See you all later. Cam Wilson. Oh no, I wonder what the bear did to misbehave. Laugh out loud. Mark the Lost Traveler. Hello, everybody. Still up in Virginia. 78 here. Hey, Mark the Lost Traveler. How you doing? Ola. Hola, Mark. Some from Cam and Debbie and Teresa. Tracy, do you see all kinds of people? You do see all kinds of people when traveling. Bye, Kevin and Frank. Cam Wilson laughing away. So she better have some strong gums. Soup for the rest of the cruise and milkshakes. Yeah, here we go. Here's the story. I was on the old Song of Norway. We were cruising the North Sea during an especially rough night. Most of the passengers didn't even come to dinner, so the dining room was half empty. My wife and I were seated at a large table opposite another large table. An elderly woman in a wheelchair was seated at the head of the table. The stabilizers were working well to keep the ship level, but sudden surges could be felt from time to time. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, a large surge happened and the ship tilted. The poor woman in the wheelchair was rolling backwards at high speed, still clutching her knife and fork. The maitre d' and waiters jumped to chase her down. The whole room applauded when they stopped her from rolling into the kitchen. It was hilarious. Oh, they rolled her back to the table, and the maitre d' checked twice that the locks and the brakes were on the wheels on her wheelchair. I would think the look of terror as she's rolling backwards, not knowing what's coming up behind her, must have been priceless. My God, I love it. What do we got here? One day we were up on the top deck sunning near the jogging track, and there was a little old man walking around the track, and he had one of those fart machines in his back pocket. My teenage daughters had such a giggle fest. Every time he came around the track, it only fed his impish behavior. They would try their hardest not to laugh and react, but they just couldn't help themselves. A little fart sound every time we ran around him. Unbelievable. Lisa Moore, oh my God. Cam Wilson, I love these. Mark the Lost Traveler put some airplane chocks behind her wheels. That's right. That's right. Lock them in. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. These people live next door to my brother-in-law. These people live next door to my brother-in-law. He had no idea about the bear thing. He had no idea about the bear thing. And the bear people invited him and my sister-in-law to dinner at their house. The table was set for 6. And the good bears got to join them for dinner. The couple put food out on the bears' plates and carried on a conversation as if they were real. One bear didn't even get any dessert because he didn't finish his dinner. Needless to say, they have never accepted another invitation to dinner since. Oh, I can't imagine how long was that? An hour and a half? Would you have been a guest over there? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Teresa laughing out loud. We love it. Yeah. Okay. I remember we had here's another story from Ocean Dream. Cool cruiser. I was on a Norwegian. I was on the Norwegian Sky with friends. Cisco and Margaret. All right. So he was with friends Cisco and Margaret. Now Cisco goes out of his way to try to embarrass you. That's his shtick. That's his style. The three of us were riding up one of the elevators. There were 3 other individuals on the same elevator. A couple in their early 70s and a man around 30. As you know, most of the time when you're on an elevator, everyone is real quiet. Cisco was standing in the very front of everyone. And when the elevator was almost to the floor, Cisco turns around to the older woman, looks at her, and politely asks her if she was staring at his bottom. The older woman took a deep breath and her husband started to laugh real hard. The husband turns to his wife and says, "See, I told you one of these days you're going to get caught." Red-handed. I'm sure he got it later, big time. You're going to get caught. I love these. Gabbles, I would have carried on a conversation with the bears all right along with them, laughing out. How you doing, Papa Bear? What's going on? How's your day been? I was thinking the same thing Cam Paul was saying. Oh man, unbelievable. Okay, can't compare, but here goes. Here goes another story. Husband and I were on Rhapsody in November. My mother and father, with my father and with my mother and father-in-law. All right, so they went on Rhapsody with their mother and father-in-law. Had a super cruise director that charmed us all, never at a loss for words. Well, we went to the game they call the dating game or something like that. There were three couples. One couple was a newlywed couple. One couple married around 12 years, and an older couple were celebrating 50 years of marriage on the cruise. It was the men's turn to leave, and the questions were asked of the wives. One question is, where is the most unusual place you've ever had sex? Uh, the honeymoon wife said, on the back of an ATV. The older couple said, in the back of a car on the side of a road. Pretty funny. The crowd loved that. Then the wife married about 12 years said, in an elevator. The husbands come back and no one gets it right until the 12-year married husband says, in an elevator. Lots of clapping from the audience. He got it right. You got it right. Then the cruise director asks, so where's the elevator? The wife looked sheepish. The husband gives a little cough. Again, the cruise director asks, where's the elevator? Then I think the husband said, the one in the lobby. You know, the glass one? Cruise director has nothing to say. He's speechless. Anyway, they were known from then on as the elevator couple from the rest of the cruise. Oh man, it's just classic stuff. I love it. Mark the Lost Traveler. I asked a lady one time in an elevator, I said, do these mirrors make my butt look big? My ex-wife lost it. We were laughing our butts off. Tracy Donovan. If the walls could talk on the NCL Sky, have lots of stories from our trips on that ship. Nothing but good times. I gotta tell you, these stories just broke me up. I love them. Anyway, that's my little story and rant for the day today. I been having trouble breathing since I was reading those. I just love the story. I love telling the story about the time that my wife and I went on our very first cruise. Some of you have heard this one before, where we were just checking into our room. Our bags just arrived, and we were unpacking, and we could hear yelling and screaming from next door. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, it was a guy and a girl. Could tell the male voice and the female voice, high intensity, and I was wondering what the heck is going on. And I walked out to the balcony. We had a balcony room. I opened up the balcony door, and I could hear screaming even more because their balcony door was open. They were right next to us. And I'm standing on the balcony, and I'm just wondering, oh wow, I hope it's not like going to get violent or anything. And then out comes I could tell later that it was the guy. He comes out, and I stood back to be right in line with my sliding door, as to not. There was no way he could look around and see if I was there. And all I remember is that he lit a cigarette, because I could smell the lighting of the cigarette. And he's yelling, oh, some fine cruise this turned out to be. It was day one. It was the first hour of the first day. And something tells me they weren't husband and wife. I think that they were a couple. And I think that he thought that the kind of couple they were was a little different than the kind of couple she thought that they were going to be. And I think what he thought was going to be happening on the cruise is not what she thought was going to happen on the cruise. And he found out in the first hour on the first day, this is not going to go the way he planned. And the frustration was already setting in. So we made a point of not introducing ourselves to these folks. We stayed away. But that one-liner, fine cruise, this turned out to be, this is going to be, that line has stuck with me ever since. And I love that story. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. Anyway, the walls could talk. The walls could tell us stories to no end, I'm sure. Absolutely no end, I'm sure. Anyway, there it is. Mark the Lost Traveler. That's a funny one. We haven't left the port, and we have a woman overboard next to your room. No elevator love for those two. That's right. I wonder if he was thinking of jumping overboard and getting out. Yeah, just too late to go now, buddy, because you're off the deck and we're moving. And we'll have a lovely 7-day cruise down the Mexican Riviera. Oh, this is going to be fun. Many hours alone for him, I'm sure. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's just crazy. Anyway, I'm on at 8 o'clock tonight. Trivia. I've got trivia ready for you guys. I'm looking forward to it. And we'll see if you guys are going to be on the ball today. I've got at least 3 of them. And yeah, I think we're going to have a little bit of fun today. I'm all set, ready to go. Looking forward to it. I want to thank you for joining me today, tolerating my little stories here. Thanks for all the commentary today, and also super chats. Any other contributions coming in from PayPal, I would appreciate it. Again, again, those of you who joined late, anyone who wants to support my channel, I appreciate it, as you all know, immensely. However, I would avoid using super chat at this point in time if you can, because super chat is not working properly for my channel. The funds come in, the pledges come in, YouTube collects the money, but they're not crediting my account for whatever reason. The last 10 days, no credits have been made. There's this outstanding discrepancy. I can't get them to answer my emails, and they're taking 30% off the top, which they always do anyway, and that kind of bites. And so I'm asking that any of you out there would love to support my channel, and I'm so glad if you do, so proud if you do, so grateful if you do, use my PayPal link, which is on the upper corner up here on my homepage, the one with the banner on the top. You can just make a donation there. I get the funds immediately. I get 93% of the funds from clearing and everything else, even with currency exchange. It just works out way better for me and Jen. And I thank you for any and all contributions coming there. And of course, I encourage you to go visit the store, the Redbubble store, with all the new T-shirts, coffee mugs, travel mugs, stickers, and everything else. We just added 2 new logos last night or yesterday during the day, and I know there's 5 or 6 or 7 of them now. Check them out, and they're going over rather well. And I thank any and all of you who have made orders on the store. Let me know when you get your product. How is it? Do you like it? What was the entire experience like? But so far, I'm hearing nothing but good things about Redbubble. There you go. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for the thumbs up so far today. I appreciate it. 25 have come in. I'm on at 8 o'clock, and we'll be playing trivia tonight. And have a good one until later. Okay, this is it. I'm Bruce. Thank you. Traveling with Bruce, May the 1st, 2018. Have a good one, everybody. See you at 8 o'clock tonight, and take care for now. Goodbye.